To the Supreme God, to my spiritual teacher, to all the spiritual teachers, holy masters, all the saints, holy angels, spiritual helpers, and all the great ones, we humbly invoke for your divine guidance, divine love, divine blessings, for illumination, for divine oneness, divine bliss, divine health, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith, so be it. So you are the only one. Pooja, do you have any doubts, Pooja? Do you have any questions?
Not yet.
So, are you able to apply that with respect to your children?
Yeah, I am applying.
Okay, good. So maybe we will just start off with some topics because I don't really have any questions. Um, so the very first thing that I wanted to talk about is why do we have to, one more reason why we acceptance is very important. There is some construction going on around my house, so I hope the noise is not too
Noise is not there. There is no
noise.
disturbance.
Okay, fine. So one more reason why we have to, why it's important to accept from a long-term perspective is, for example, what is actually coming to us from our POSCs is our own patterns of karma, right? Which means whatever we need to learn in terms of our lessons is basically coming back to us at the same level of frequency so that we can see what is within us. So basically what frequency we carry, that emotions that we carry, a matching frequency is basically outside us as a POSC, and they are showing it in the form of a drama, right? And when we see that, we are in shock or we are surprised. We don't like it. There are so many such things happening. Why? Because what we carry is, as of now, not necessary for this journey, and whatever use it had in the past is no longer useful to us as of now. So hence the universe is basically sending us a message via the POSC to accept that we have even such a kind of um, non-divine qualities within us, and we don't have to be surprised about it. We were that kind of personality in the past, and now that presence of that is still there within us, and hence we will be lying to us if we say that I am so and I have these qualities and all of that. So God is taking us towards the path of truth, because truth is very synonymous to dharma. And where there is dharma, where there is truth, there is God. So God is saying that I won't be able to fully operate within you. I won't be able to fully use you as an instrument because you are still lying to yourself. You are still not on the path of truth, because truth means to fully understand who you truly are and to be able to fully accept and digest and to be okay with whoever you are. See, we may not like some of the characteristics that we have, but at the same time, the presence of it we should not deny, no? So acceptance means that, yes, I accept that I have this quality also within me. That is what we are saying. So when I don't accept, what happens typically when I'm not in acceptance? What are the symptoms that we show? We show reaction towards others. We blame others. We shout at others. We are snapping back at others. We are angry. So all of these reactions we show towards our POSC. So why did God choose that POSC only to give us this reaction, to give us this message? Because that POSC also has that frequency. Even he or she is able to carry that frequency because even they are getting out from that. So it is a match already made that they are able to carry. They also have that imprint, and they are also bringing that imprint to you to show you. It's not like they are also faking it. It is also happening in their life. Okay, for example, let's say I stole somebody's money in some life. So in this life, somebody else I will lose my money because somebody else cheated me and then they took off that money. Or rather, they cheated me off that money. Yes, I got I got the experience that I needed from the past, because I needed to feel what it means to losing that money. But when doesn't the other person know that cheating is bad? That the pose, for example, the pose who did that act, does he not know that the cheating is bad? He knows. Most of them typically are very much aware of some fundamental principles of right and wrong. So they also know that cheating is bad, but they somehow have a egoistic reason why it is okay to basically cheat this person, and they went ahead and did it. So they will also go ahead and get this experience. They will also go ahead and then get that because they chose to do that act. They will go ahead and get back that experience because they are also still in ignorance. But let's say a person is getting the awareness to go and then cheat somebody, but he chooses not to cheat, because there is also that sense of right and wrong within everybody, no? So when he chooses not to cheat, then he will get out of that cycle. And similarly, even when we show that reaction to them, no? For example, in his case, what happened? He gave the reaction back. Pooja, can you please go on mute? Or Pita? So what did that person do? He went and reacted. He reacted. He said, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to steal this money from that person. Similarly, if let's say we shout back at the POSC, we become angry at the POSC, as long as we keep reacting, okay, we are not in control. Even after getting the knowledge, we are not in control. So many people don't have knowledge about it. They believe that we have to react, we have to shout back at them, otherwise they will not learn. So many other things. But now, let's say after these class teachings and all that, we are now trying and trying and trying, and then we are still reacting about many things. We are still showing or using our old habits. If we are constantly still doing that, no, we are also giving a reason for that other person to hold that karmic reaction, to hold that karmic baggage. For example, let's say I shouted back at somebody and I made them feel bad. Let's say they somehow felt genuinely sad about whatever I did. Now, I made them feel sad, right? When they genuinely felt sad, they became sad. Eventually, between us, there will be again that karmic link that will be formed, where I have to again experience that sadness, because I chose to give sadness to somebody in the cosmos. So you can see how this cycle keeps repeating. Even within families, this pattern keeps repeating. So this is also one more reason. This is also where ahimsa comes in. When they talk about ahimsa, ahimsa also says that you should not hurt others. Hurt others is not just hurt physically others or hurt mentally others. It is actually at a much, much deeper level, which says you are not giving back that hurt itself, or that energy into the cosmos itself. So when we sort of keep circulating that baggage, no, it keeps coming back at us. It is there all the time, keeps circulating. So when we do acceptance, this is a bigger reason for us to stop that chain there and there, then and there. That is why they say, no, you are born to stop the family's karmic patterns. You are here to just stop some of the things that just goes on like a cycle. So maybe you are the one who will stop it. So when you may have read posts like that, right? So this is what it actually means. It means that when you choose to stop reacting, do it for a bigger cause. Don't do it for the person who is in front of you, your husband, your children. You may have a great reason why you should shout back at them. They may have insulted you really badly or whatever it is. But you have the power. See, the power is not actually to fight back at somebody physically, to shout back at somebody physically, to become angry at somebody physically. The power is when you are in control of your mind. That is true power. Because the mind is a bigger animal. The POSE front of you is like a chota rat. Okay, he may have shown big teeth and then come to bite you or something like that. But then you may have great reasons to believe why I need to bite them back. But the mind that we have is a bigger animal. And if we are in control of our mind, why should we be in control of our mind? We should be in control of our mind for a greater purpose, not for, okay, yeah, I need to be good towards my husband, I need to be good towards my daughter. It doesn't work. We are very small that way to be able to give such small reasons. The reason should be really big. It should be at the level of the cosmos. It should be at the level of God. Somehow, for example, let's say recently that RCB match happened, right? And then later on, some stampede and all that happened. In that whole thing, there must be one person who basically would have taken that step to say, yeah, let us gather and do all of this. He may have wanted name, fame, whatever it was. I don't know who did that, but I'm just saying. So that person, I'm sure in the four corners of his room, in the four walls of his room, he would really be feeling guilty that I shouldn't have done that. He may not have told anybody. There may not have been any, let's say, uh, some investigation or something. Forget about everything. We know what we are. We know what we've done. So it is very important that we have control over this mind so that we don't give a reason for this other POSE to take birth again, or we don't give ourselves a reason to take birth again to experience what I gave to them. Because why did I do it? I did that out of ignorance. From a place of ignorance, I did that. I didn't know I was hurting them. So when we constantly are aware, so in Shastras, no, they talk about something called ashamed, to be ashamed of. When in our context, what is the meaning of being ashamed? We just put it in the context of, let's say, maybe wearing somebody shamed you for wearing some skimpy clothes or something like that. We talk about it like that. Or we are ashamed of doing some heinous act, or some people are really thinking that we did a bad act, that is ashamed. No, ashamed means, I mean, all that ashamed is coming out of ignorance, out of belief systems. But truly being ashamed is to basically do something that our inner voice says is bad. In this case, I told about the stealing example, no? When I steal somebody's property or I steal something, knowing very well that is not good, that is where we need to be ashamed of, to do an act that is actually wrong. And that stops us from actually doing it. So why? Because we are failing God in that moment. So when we fail God every single time, we should be ashamed. It's not about the world ashamed, the world level ashamed. It's about that individual level ashamed. So when we are ashamed of doing something that is wrong, then we will naturally not do it, because we'll start building a fence around us and we'll say, oh no, I should not be doing it because it's actually wrong and I totally feel ashamed about doing this. So that sense of self-ashamed, that sense of feeling self-ashamed to do something wrong is actually going to make us do the right thing. So when you try to tell a lie, how casually lies come out, to many of us. So I used to lie to my parents also many times. So how casually it used to come. When I reflect on that, I have seen that when my daughter was telling a lie. When it came to me, when that reflection, rather that awareness came to me only when I saw my daughter telling lies. So I realized, oh my God, I actually did this and this is actually coming back to me. And all I had to do was to be able to accept that and like like struggle to believe that she can be trusted. I chose to walk that path where I chose to trust. It took a long time, many years it took to basically trust her. And then over a period of time, she that small investment of trust that I sort of gave over many years, only now eventually she's she tells the truth and she's transparent and all of that.
Smita, just one question regarding this lie wala question. Ki how you overcame from this? Ki how your daughter overcame to tell lie? Because these days my son also used to tell lie to me.
See, first of all, we need to believe that I am a liar. Do you believe you are a liar? I mean, now
Not
also
actually.
you'll be a liar. Even then, I was a liar. There are many aspects in my life where I was probably lying to myself. See, when we fake, when we want to be very nice to others. Let's say, for example, let's say because my mother-in-law will feel bad, I'll fake out something. I'll put a false face in front of her, or something like that. When we put false faces and false projections in front of others, we are obviously lying. Or well, let's say when you're angry at somebody, but you're no, I'm yeah, okay, hello, yeah. So when we are like that then also we are lying. So then we are not transparent. When we are not transparent, we are obviously lying, no? And when our children show that, when we are able to notice our children telling lies, yeah, forget about correcting them, that is and all there at the physical level. But are you in acceptance that you are a liar? That you have that quality of lying? No, we think we are not at all lying because our perspective of lying is very different. See, the universe does not lie. The very fact that some POSs are in front of us and we are able to recognize some things in them shows that those qualities are within us only. But we are blind to see them ourselves. But once we say, yes, I'm sure I am also having this quality of lying within me, and that is why I'm able to see that in my child. So you are not going to fight that. You are not going to feel ashamed of um, seeing children who are lying. Because obviously, now what is there to be ashamed of? You are already having that quality, which is why you are there. See, ashamed, when we talk about that level of ashamed, no, when we think that, okay, I am absolutely not at all like that. Let's say I'm a dharmatma, absolute lying. But then I see this, my child who is lying, totally opposite. If that is the case, then you'll say, oh my, how can I started at that level? Okay, I decided that I am so truthful that I am never going to cross Krishna's path at all. I'm always going to walk Krishna's path, and I'm not. Even I had told my children also, see, if you lie, and in some point, if you get caught in life, like telling the lie, I'm not going to support you because I will walk the path of truth at that time. I'm not your supporter. I clearly told them to that extent. I was like sincere about that is my intention to follow at least. But when I was seeing them still telling a lie, it used to make me disgusted. Why is it that she's telling a lie? But it was not coming out of, we should start believing that they are not consciously telling a lie. It is unconsciously coming. Why it is unconsciously coming is because we have to see that it is trying to show, hey, accept that it is within you. You are not a saint. So for me to basically constantly tell myself it is within me, that is why I'm able to see what can I do? I can't correct them. Yeah, I may have, haven't we tried to basically tell them no, lying is wrong, lying ka consequences ye hai, all of that gyan haven't we given? We have given long back. But still that lie is coming. So then later on, she started telling, after all this acceptance that I tried to start following, she started telling, no, ma, I want to tell the truth. But automatically I lied. I don't have control. So it is, we must start believing that we have it. Then that intensity of, you'll start to become more empathized towards what they are doing also. They are only showing you. So all what you can do, yes, I will do my sadhana. I will try to see where I am basically being fake and I am going to walk the path of truth. That is all the intention you can put, and then you can just say, yes, it is within me. That is why I'm seeing that in my reflection. And you need to wait with patience. Do your sadhana, do your homework, try to keep watching wherever you are fake. Try to walk the path of truth, ask God for help. All of that we have to do. And wait with patience until that energy is no longer in our experience. See, that is the fruit that we have earned. The fruit that we have earned is children who are lying. That fruit, to earn a different fruit, we need to earn that back, no? For that, we need to do action. We have to do karma. Only then we'll get the fruit of action. If we have not even understood that I should walk the path of truth, then how will we walk the path of truth? How will we do that action in the first place? And then where is the question of fruit of that action? Understood, Pooja, what I'm saying?
Yes, Smita.
So first of all, when we look at this pose, no, we need to first understand it is within me. Then we will work towards accepting that and having an intention of not doing that, rather walking against our ego and trying to tell our ego why it is wrong. It is very important for us. See, first, it's like you are doing God. See, God is only inspiring our action also. Okay. First of all, we have to do our action with our own effort. God will support us towards doing whatever we want to do. If we want to do ignorant acts only, God will support us to do that only, because he thinks, oh yeah, her predominant wanting to do is just ignorant acts. So let her do. She'll get the fruit, equivalent fruit. Eventually, she will learn from that fruit. See, sometimes even to children, no, I see when I look at when I see independent behavior in my children, where there is nothing like where they are not, they want to learn from their own mistakes, and they don't want to let's say I have made that mistake, but they don't want to learn from it. But only now, in the past, I used to get very agitated. No, why are you doing it? Can't you listen to your elders? Don't you have respect? Blah blah blah. All that I used to tell. But in at least after these classes and all, what I do is I just allow them. See, if I were in their place, do I want to listen? If in my nature, do I want to sit and listen to Gyan from other people who I think are against me, who are not even understanding whatever I want to do? Because when I was walking the path, natural healing path and all, everybody was not on the natural healing path. People, all the poses around me were not on the natural healing path, and they were totally against whatever I'm doing. So all gyan that they gave were totally, I felt was against me. Did I listen to them? No, I didn't listen to them. So today, when my children don't listen to me and they want to follow their own path, I want to allow them to go on that path, because tomorrow, like me, they will also find some breakthrough, and then they will, whatever, find the path of God. So with children especially, know when to stop fighting that battle. With children especially, correct them, educate them, tell them what you have to say. You will feel satisfied that you have done your duty. But know that only when something comes from within only, they will actually learn they will actually follow. It is until then they will not do that. So it's very, very important that it's very important that we understand that. So I was coming back to this action, right? So unless we are doing action, but that and God is approving that action. God is approving the fruit for that action. He is deciding what is a fruit for this action, what kind of fruit I have to give, what kind of outcome I have to give to this action that Smita has performed. It depends on what kind of action I've done, how I've done, with what mindset I've done, for who I've done. Who have I done this action for? Have I done it for God? Have I done it for my ego? Who have I done it for? Have I done to please my ego? Have I done it to please God? Based on that, I will get fruit of action. So we should remember that all of these factors God will consider and He will give us the fruit. So we can't say that God is wrong when we get some fruit. We are getting all the fruits that we deserve only. If we have got all the kind of poses we have in our life, we deserve. We deserve them, because if they were not in our life, we will never see what we have within us. And if we have never able to accept what we have within us, we will never be able to do the action that will remove that kind of nature from within us. Remove in the sense, we will still be following that nature without knowledge. See, now when we realize, oh my God, am I still lying? I thought I'm very truthful. Am I still lying am I still lying to myself? Am I still lying to others? So when we are able to understand that, then we will watch. Am I lying? Am I faking something? Can please everybody go on mute? So it's important that we do that. Okay, this action and fruit of action. Action is yours. Fruit of action is not yours. Hence, when we are anxious about the outcome, what will happen in the future, what will happen in the future, what will happen is what you deserve. You can't run away from it. You have to face it. You have to face it. There is no two ways about it. Today you have to face, tomorrow you have to face. There is no running away from this, what we have to face at all. And first of all, nobody is out here to, God is not here to punish us, to kill us, to hurt us, to make us feel bad. He is not ego. He doesn't have these egoistic tendencies. He's just giving us fruits of action, or karma phal they call it. He's giving us these fruits of action from which we will actually learn. And while he's giving us those lessons to learn, he'll also give us the knowledge. Without knowledge, how are we learning? We are not learning anything. So it's important. Pooja, can you please go on mute? Don't unmute yourself. So with children and attachment, you can realize that, see, in Mahabharata war, right? Dhritarashtra, who was the father of the Kauravas, Duryodhan, Dushasan, and all of that, they were 100 boys and 1 girl, 101. So his wife Gandhari had the boon from Shiva that she will get 100 children. So when she gave birth to she gave birth to a mass of flesh. I mean, those days many different things used to happen. So let's say she gave birth to a mass of flesh, and uh, they called the grandfather. Grandfather was Vedavyas. Vedavyas is nothing but an incarnation of Narayan. So he came, and then they told him, so this is the boon I have got, but what is this? There is a mass of flesh. Then he said, quickly take that and put it in so they did all this incubation period. They did some natural incubation of all of that fetus. They put it in barrels of oil or something, 100 barrels of oil or something, and like that. And then eventually they, after so many 1 year or something like that, they grew up into babies. either. So this Dhritarashtra was like extremely proud that now he has 100 sons. It was like a great number for him. See, this is how ego. So, like ego feels very joyful about such whole numbers. So he was very happy with the whole number called 100. And at the time, some astrologer told that there were lots of, let's say, the stories, the Mahabharata script says that there were lots of bad omens when Duryodhan was born. And the astrologer at that time also told they told that he's going to be he's going to be responsible for the the destruction of the entire clan, Kuru clan. Kill him off now itself. But then he said, no, 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 I can't be the father of 99. I need to be a father of 100. It's okay. I will let him be. He did not kill him. He did not kill that son. See, killing that son for, let's say, higher reasons, oh yeah, he's going to kill the clan and all of that is a different thing. But then he didn't want to kill for reasons saying, I want to be the father of 100. Okay, that is one thing. He had lots of such challenging things where he wouldn't give up attachments even when he realized that his son used to do heinous acts, like Draupadi when she had her periods. And those days, I mean, these days we have good clothes, but then those days they didn't. They had just wrapping around kind of things, clothes. They would wrap around they would wrap around clothes for their to just cover their, let's say, top and bottom and all of those things. So she was in and those days they used to have one single room when they had all this menstruation period going on, and they would be locked up in that room because there was no concept of, let's say, pads or menstrual cups or any such thing. So it was more about people would just bleed. So at that time she was like that in that situation, and then even when she was in that situation they brought her to the court, and she's telling, and she's with one single clothing or something, and they did all of those things, and then apparently what the script also says is she was bloody everywhere, and despite that they brought her in. And it, I mean, the description of that they don't show in serials and all that because it is very cruel, but then the script actually talks like that, that she was like that and she was bleeding everywhere and nobody cared, and it was still happening. Even then he did not say anything, and he would always want to protect his son even though such things are happening. He had very he had love for Pandavas even greater than his son apparently, but he wanted to be the king of that entire chunk of at that time the Yudhishthir was actually the king of the entire all the three worlds or something like that. Not heaven and all, but all the um, Patalam and then the Bhumi and all of that. They had done Ashwamedh Yaga, not Ashwamedh Yaga, Rajasuya Yaga. So he didn't want to give up anything even for the son. And the son was very, very adamant. And despite anything, he wouldn't agree. So when Sanjaya tells him, uh, Krishna is so and so, he's Narayan, he's the incarnation of Narayan, he's the one who he's the creator of the cosmos, he's this, he's that, he is the one who gives root of action. Everything he talks about him. Then he tells, hey, how do you know all this? Then he'll say, because I am authentic in my action. I'm not fake like you. You are something in front of your children. You are something in front. You are also praising Krishna. You are doing this. You're like doing namaskaram to him and all that. But at the same time, you don't follow whatever advice he's giving. And you say you like the Pandavas, but at the same time, you are actually doing double game with them only. You are approving everything that your son is saying, so which means you are not authentic in you're telling something, you're doing something else. But I am authentic, and because of my authenticity I have been granted bhakti. I have been granted bhakti by God, and because I've been granted bhakti, along with bhakti comes knowledge. When knowledge comes, I'm able to see the truth. I'm able to get, I'm able to sit and listen to who is to God's tales or about God, I'm not getting irritated about it. I don't want to run away from it. I'm able to sit and hear about him. I'm able to read about him. I feel like listening to him. I'm feeling like seeing him. All that I feel like doing. So, with that bhakti, with that knowledge, comes that craving towards wanting to keep listening to God, hearing about God, doing more and more for God, pleasing God. All of that will come, and which is what I am doing. Hey, where did you get all that knowledge? He will ask. Then he'll say, this is what I am. And he'll tell, okay, okay, even I'll be authentic, authentic. He'll say, yo, you are not authentic because this is what all you're doing. So authenticity is very important. When we are also siding with all our belief systems. See, imagine all your belief systems are your own children, no? Thousands and hundreds of children that we have within us. God is trying to show how cruel those children are that we have within us. For example, He's showing within us, in front of us only, He's showing your children are lying. And what are we doing? We are not saying our children are lying. We are not thinking that that attitude is within us. We are trying to protect it. Our ego is trying to protect it, continuing to protect, protect, protect. Ultimately, what it will lead to? Destruction of the entire thing, which is our own body, we will only get destroyed. So don't, at that time, if Dhritarashtra had told, what you're doing is wrong. See, Duryodhan had a lot of respect for his father. Those days, they used to respect their father. But at the same time, the father was very attached to the son and he would just please the son. That is what his nature was. If he had told, no, don't go. No, I'm not going to approve this because it's wrong. Because he used to have his mantri, which is Vidura, who was absolutely dharmic, and he would get dharmic advice, not like he would not get. He would get the best advice, but he would not follow because he didn't want to displease his son. But if he had told, no, I don't want all of this to happen. I don't want you to kill them. There were many killing attempts that they've done. So I don't want you to kill them. I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to do that. If he had done all that, then what does he do? It means that he's following the path of the truth. He's following the path of God. He went against his ego, which is his own son. So what are we doing today? We are also acting like him only, no? When we try to protect our own belief systems. So this is the second reason why we have to accept that I'm giving you all today. First reason was that you are actually continuing that cycle in the cosmos when you are reacting to people I told. That is the first reason. Second reason is you are like this blind Dhritarashtra. He was blind mentally, he was blind physically also. He was blind mentally because even though he got knowledge, he didn't even try to walk the path of knowledge. He didn't even attempt to walk the path of knowledge because he was very, very clear that he wants to please the ego. So even in our case, when our inner ego says, no, 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 don't do this. Go and fight with them. Go and then hurt them. Go and then shout at them. Tell something back, kind of like all of this thing that we keep doing. Don't. Hold it back. Hold it back. It's okay if you dislike somebody. It's okay if you disapprove their action. There are so many things happen in front of us, no? POSC's actions we don't like. POSC's behaviors we don't like. They might insult you and you don't like it. They might disrespect you and you don't like it. At that time, instead of trying to get power over them by fighting like an animal over them, fight a bigger animal. Fight the bigger animal that is within you, which is your own ego. That is a greater power. That is the only thing that we have to do, which is why the desire to go and fight a monkey, the desire to go and fight a rat, the desire to go and fight small animals is very, very high within us because it's easy to go and fight with a small animal. But why are we trying to not displease our ego? Because ego is a bigger animal. We don't want to fight the tiger. We don't want to fight the lion. So that lion is within us only, the ego. At that time, ego wants comfort. Ego wants that sadistic pleasure. Ego wants. So at that time, hold it and say, no, I'm not going to do it, because I don't want to be that Dhritarashtra who walked against Krishna. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to support my child who is walking the path of adharma. I don't want to support my child who is going to lead me to destruction, who is going to lead me to diseases. Because if you're constantly following your own uh, dirty belief systems which need to get out, which needs to be detached from, it will actually lead us to diseases, and we'll just walk towards bury our own pit. So, which is what he's saying, that don't be that blind person. Even though after you get knowledge, don't be that blind person. Do your best. Do your best to actually walk the path of God, which is to do the right thing. And to do the right thing is to basically get control over that ego and not follow its advice. If at that time, hold your mouth as much as possible, hold your mouth. Your mind may still be racing with anger, your mind may still be, but over a period of time, you will understand that the more you control your mind, the more power you gain over it, the more master you will become over your own mind. That is the whole thing here. Today, we are not the master of our mind. Ego is the master of our mind. It follows ego's instruction, and then the body also follows what the mind is saying, which is under the control of the ego. And whatever the intellect says, hey, this is right, don't do it. Sorry, this is right, do it. This is wrong, don't do it. We don't listen. We don't listen. We just still go ahead and react. So have a greater reason. Have a greater reason to not be this blind father who led towards the destruction of the entire clan, towards destruction of. And in Mahabharata, when you read Vedavyas scripts, right, it says Duryodhan was Kali himself. Kali, the opposite of God, opposite of God's power. The Kali, he was Kali himself. Duryodhan was Kali himself, and he had absolute knowledge of what is dharma. He said, I know everything, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't feel like doing it. That is what it is. He was not born to. His nature was itself like that. So let us not support our ego when we can actually walk the path of God. Because where there's truth, where there is dharma, where you're following not your own self-destruction, you're following your own self-progress, self-growth. Walk the path of self-growth by walking against the ego. It is very important. It is okay if you are, it's okay at that time, don't see attachment towards children, husband, this, that. Don't try to do anything. Just do the right thing. Don't try, you can't protect your POSCs. The only way you can protect is by not reacting. You are actually doing a greater good by not reacting to anybody. Because reaction is going to continue the loop, it's going to continue the energy, it's going to grow that energy, it's going to keep it alive. So let us not be the reason to keep that energy alive. Let us be the reason for destroying something that is actually not helping the cosmos. Okay, so this mind, it needs, we need to teach the mind who to follow. So that is why when we are listening to God, see, mind needs exposure to God. Mind needs exposure to who is God, what is God, and which is why our elders have given us all of these Shastras and Mahabharata and Ramayana and all of those things. So we need to follow their advice by listening to some of these things. And the more you listen to so many of these things, the more you want to actually follow. See these scriptures, right? They are the direct translation of Vedas, and Vedas are like the benchmark of the right and wrongs. And it has not been written by anybody. It has always been there. It is God. It is a reflection of God, God's knowledge. So no human being has written that. And no Devata also has written that. Nobody has written that. So those has percolated down in the form of Ramayana, Mahabharata, and all of those scriptures, Bhagavatam, all of that. So when we are listening to that, it comes in the form of stories, it comes in the form of drama, and there are lots of conversations in those things where they tell, in conversations, people are actually talking about the right and the what is the right thing to do. In conversations, they talk. In many conversations, we'll get to know what is the right thing to do. It is so deep. And for this, you don't have to watch serials, because serials are a shortcut. They'll tell you only the story. But listen to some wise people when they talk on podcasts or on YouTube playlists. Listen to them. When they are, listen to those people who are reading the scripture. They are reading and they are explaining. They're reading and they are explaining the Sanskrit verses. No, listen to them. Very good. It's so beautiful. And it helps us to understand there are so many things in our own life where we are actually not doing the right things. So it will give us the importance of doing the right thing, and how beautiful our life can be and how authentic we can actually be if we walk the path of God. And and God will always be on our side. See, God is not God. It's not like God loves Pandavas, that is why he's on their side. No, he loves everybody. He's just there on the path of truth. So where there is truth, where there is attempting to follow the truth. See, we may not be perfect. There is nobody perfect except God. But at least are we trying to do? Are we trying to walk that path? So the more we try to walk that path, God is going to come 10 steps ahead and help us do that. And give us that awareness to keep trying, to keep trying, to keep walking on that path. He's not going to help us. He's not going to say, I'm not able to walk this path. He's never going to do that. He's always going to help us continue to walk that path. So for at least two good reasons today, acceptance is the right thing to do, because all the belief systems that we have made within us, which no longer serve us, are being shown to us. And all that we have to do is quietly accept it, that it is within us, and not go into reaction mode. If you've done reaction today, reflect over it. The more you keep reflecting over it, the more you keep contemplating over it, the more and more you'll become aware when you are about to do it. I mean, you should try to gain mastery over your mind and not people. It is a useless act to go get mastery over people in front of you. You should get mastery over your mind by doing the right thing, by doing what your intellect says this is the right thing to do. Means do that right thing. Don't react and go behind what your ego wants to do as much as possible. Over time, you will eventually master, slowly get better and better and better. Okay. So like I said, every situation that we have in our life that POSC is bringing to us is just showing us what we have, and that situation is created by God, tailor-made for God, for us, so that we can see what is within us. And now what should we do? We should work to and say thank you for bringing this, and then try to not react, try to not hate, try to not do all of those things. Don't try to feed that energy that we have created. See, what we are seeing is that energy that we only have created, no? So don't feed it anymore. Stop feeding with your reaction. Stop it right there. Don't react. It's okay if you are disrespected, if it's okay if you're humiliated or whatever. But at that time, I mean, I'm talking about genuine reasons where disrespect and humiliation, where you think you're humiliated. Like, for example, let's say somebody shouted at you. In your house only I'm talking about. First is home. Then when it comes to, let's say, external situations and all that, there you use your judgment and then maybe you can give it back. But then when it comes to the home, it is a very, very strong ground where you can learn and grow, because you are not here to break the family, no? See, friends are optional. They can be in your life. They don't have to be in your life. But family, that is why they call bandhan. Bandhu. Bandhu means you can't break away, you can't break free from them. It is basic, it comes with our birth. It has, we have been born in this family. We have been married into families. So those are like bandhus, and they are like stuck with us as long as we are alive. But when it comes to others, people come, people go. There you can exercise. There your right and wrongs will definitely be different. Here your right and wrongs will be very different. So follow your right and wrongs, and always depend on God. Always take shelter from God and do work for God. Think that you are working for a big company, and that company, you are the employee of God. And out of that, all the work that you do is a part of that, where by the end of the day, by the end of the moment, you're going to get your salary. He's going to decide and then give, based on your performance, he's going to give you appraisals. Okay? Any doubt so far? And our day-to-day sadhana has to continue as much as possible. And see, this sadhana helps us to remove our ignorance. It gives us awareness, it gives us energy, and it gives us knowledge. It takes us to our knowledge. It gives us awareness. It is not to remove our problems. Sadhana is not to remove our problems. It actually gives us awareness, it gives us that energy, and that is removing our ignorance. And because of ignorance only, we are doing many things, no? So that we need to remember. Okay, any doubt so far? One more example that our Gita teacher used to give us is, let's say there is a sun. Okay, this is sun. And if you're facing the sun, okay, if you're facing the sun, which means you're facing light. If you're facing light, you're facing knowledge, which means you are walking towards knowledge or you are facing knowledge. Then darkness is here. Okay, shadow of this person, your shadow is actually behind you. You can't see your shadow. But if you walk away from God, okay, if you walk away from God, let's say this is the sun. If you walk away from God, what can you see? You can see your own shadow. You are only full of your shadow, because this side you are only witnessing your own shadows. So, which is why it's important that we walk the path of God. We are walking the path of knowledge all the time. The more we turn against God, the more we walk against the path of God towards our own self-destruction, towards our own ego's path, then we will always keep seeing shadows, darkness only in our life. Problems, issues. I mean, problems, let it be there. Challenges, yeah, who doesn't have challenges? But then we will be, we will not have the mind to respond to that challenge. We will be drowning in that challenge. We'll be we'll be inside a storm of challenge, getting thrown left, right, and center. So, did you understand the context? Face the sun, face knowledge, walk the path of knowledge. When knowledge has come to saying, do this, do this, do this, do it blindly. Do it blindly. Why? Because that is what God wants us to do. That's all. Don't don't try to please somebody. Don't try to please POSs in your life, because they are not giving your fruits of action. They are also dependent on the fruits of action that God gives them. So don't try to think that your POSs are your gods. They are not gods. They are only messengers of God. You have to just please God. Be happy. Make Him happy. Will God love whatever I'm doing? I want to go and then shout back all of these things to my husband. Will God be happy? No, my ego will be happy. So try to ask yourself, will God be happy if I do this? Am I going to make God proud if I do this? So do that, right? Especially in house, we have a lot of scope of growing because they will give us so many tests and exams. So many challenges we have on a day-to-day basis only, we have so many challenges. We are struggling to face our own avataras. We are struggling, literally we are struggling. When we see those behaviors in the POCs around us, we are getting suffocated really. But this is where we have to say to my mind that let us go and take the shelter of God. Let us go and know God more, understand the power that He has, and believe that He is the one in control. He has given us all of these situations not to react, but to just take inventory. You understand what is taking inventory of? Taking inventory of means, like, let's say you are a store manager. As a store manager, what is your job? You will go into the store, you will take notes, you will make a check. This so many kgs of rice, so many kgs of dal is there in the godown, so many kgs of urad dal is there, so many kgs of jaggery is there, so many kgs of this is there, that is there. He's taking notes, that's all. He is not doing any action. He is not taking, selling, buying, nothing he's doing. He is just taking inventory of what is there. So in this path where we are in body consciousness, we are absolutely not in control of anything. Okay, we are like puppets, we are like instruments, we are like we are not having control of anything. So when we are in this kind of situation, all that we have to do is God is trying to show us who we truly are. It is a realization that we are getting. Self-realization means it does not happen overnight. It is happening in installments. Today, when you realize that, oh, I'm seeing that I am a liar because I'm able to see that in people in front of me. Only then you have become self-realized about who you truly are, at least to that extent. So we are just taking inventory of who we are. We are not going anything beyond that. We are not correcting, fixing, changing. No, we are not. We are not capable of doing that. We don't have capacity to do that. We are not having the power to do that. We only have the power to exercise mastery over the mind, to say, to look at yourself, to look at every single avatar that is being shown to you and say, yes, I have it, but still I am going to not react. When do we react? When we deny that we are that. Then only we react. We try to go fix somebody, no, thinking that they are the ones who are a problem. They are the ones who have to blame. Then we go and try to fix them. Because we don't want those kind of things. We don't want to, we are not in acceptance that we have those qualities within us, those beliefs within us. Okay, so it is very important to understand that we have to control our mind, and at that time we are just taking stock of what we are. Just, okay, I'm lying, check. I'm being fake, check. I'm very jealous. I have a jealousy attitude, check. I take pride in hurting others, check. I always want to look beautiful in more than others, check. I want long hair because it makes me look beautiful, check. At that time, why? Because somebody else's, let's say you have short hair and then somebody else's long hair comes and then you feel jealous. You want something that others have. All of these things are something that we have within us, which is why God is showing that to us. So all that we have to do as a duty, we have to do. One of our duties that we have to do is only take notes. Yes, yes, God, I found it. Yes, yes. Did you find this inside you? Yes, God, I found it. Check, 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 check. That's it. That's it. You're doing only that much in this body consciousness stage, and then you are being his servant. doing everything for God, pleasing God, asking God if God is happy, trying to ask whether will this make God proud? That's it. And accepting all the experiences that come to us via POSC, to remember that when it comes to me, it is only showing me what I have to realize within myself, and accept that it is within you. Don't deny. Don't deny. Okay, this is what is the deeper level of acceptance. And it is important to do that for two reasons. One reason that I gave was to not to not feed that energy by reacting. If you're reacting, the other person who carries it for you also will have to carry it again, or we have to. So between us, the carrying that energy will continue. So why to waste one life, and why to create a reason for another life? See, our causal body, right? It has reasons for why we need to take birth every single time to this. So the cause to take birth, the reason to take birth are there in our causal body. So why should we give reason and make one more entry in the causal body saying, she needs to take birth because she was ignorant, and then she needs to be understanding this fact again. So let's not give a reason. Let's wake up in this life itself. And second reason is, don't try to protect your adharmic children, your own belief systems which no longer are serving God, which is serving the ego, which is serving the Kali within us. The Kali and demon, the God, everybody is within us only now in this life. So let's not serve the belief systems that are serving the Kali and not God. So let's walk the path of God as much as possible. Fully. If we try our best, we will at least do 10%. And we will eventually progress. So at least the intention here should be to get mastery over the mind by not reacting, by staying with your mouth shut. See, Draupadi, right? She had the power. She was a pativrata. She was following this, what do you say, Anushtasan of pativrata dharma. There are lots of rules for that. So she was basically following that. And these ladies who follow that Anushtasan for life, they are apparently very powerful. They have a lot of energy within them. They can also destroy everything that comes in their path. But of course, it comes at a cost. They'll have to dispel that energy that they have used for destruction. Instead of for creation, they'll be using it for destruction. So typically, people don't use it when they curse people and all that, right? They use it for if they are cursing at ignorance, or either way for destruction. If they are using, so typically people don't do that. So even she knew how much ever humiliation she was going through at that time. She knew that she will still walk the path of God because Krishna was her favorite. She used to think that Krishna is her brother. So she had so much of respect for Krishna that she did not want to walk against what she believed was dharma at that time. Dharma was to still follow whatever her husband's wish was and all that, whatever. So she didn't do anything. She stayed calm. And even then, she showed some respect. Although she questioned and everything, something and all happened. And over a period of time, Dhritarashtra, the first time when all that sari episode happened, he woke up suddenly, and then because he realized that Bhim is going to kill everybody, he realized, and then he sort of told her, I'm sorry, my child, what should I do for you and all that. Then she will tell, release my husbands from bondage, all that she will tell, and then they will get released. But these people will call them again for the gambling. And this Yudhishthir will have, he would have taken a vow saying, if somebody calls me for gambling, I will definitely go. So he will again go, and then he'll again lose. At that time, her periods will still be there. Okay, it would have hardly been 3 days. So the second gambling will also happen within 1 or 2 days. So she will still be in that same situation where she'll walk out of the palace towards the forest with again the same bloody clothes. Imagine what would be her mental state. But she didn't, even at that time, she had control over her mind. That is what Krishna says. This is the biggest reason for me to make people pay for whatever they have done. People who have done it, even though they knew that it was wrong, I will make them pay. So even though nobody wanted that war, Krishna wanted that war to make sure that he collected all the people who walked the path of adharma on one side, people who walked the path of dharma on one side and fight. And then all of them, other people anyway died. So it's so important to understand that when it is not like God loves us, but God will love us only so much, and He will also help give us that payment. We have to go through the penalty for not walking His path to that extent, which is why it comes in the form of diseases. It comes in the form of all our POSCs who come and give us all our challenges and all of that. So this is the cost that we pay for not walking God's path. So at least now we are so blessed to get this satsang, this knowledge, and that seriousness to walk on this path. So let us try our best and take the support of each other. And because of all of you, I'm able to talk about this again and again and again every single week. And it helps me strengthen this knowledge within me and remember this whenever I am making a mistake. So hope this also helps you to remember every time we talk about this in this class and helps you remember how important it is to walk God's path. Okay? Any questions, any doubts? I'll stop here. Any questions from anybody? No questions? This topic is so deep, and I'm glad that you all are understanding everything, which is why I'm sure there are no questions.
I have a question, Smita.
Haan,
Anju here. Yeah. This is like that. I don't have a faith. It's even earlier I had spoken about this. Yeah, I don't have any faith on any particular god. Yeah, I have a mandir. I liked praying, chanting. I like to listen to bhajans and all. Yeah, but a particular thing I don't have. I don't have the inclination. I need to have faith on particular one god because sometimes it makes me feel anxious. Yeah, I don't have faith in particular anyone because I have a mandir, I have idols of Jain god also and Hindu god, everyone I have. Yeah, but I don't have this thing on any one particular god. I don't have that faith. Yeah, and
see
then
I know what you feel about that. But the thing is, the more, see, this nastikta that we have is in basically not following the principles that we have to follow in our life. General principles, forget about the mandir, forget about God and all that. Are we in truth? Are we talking the truth all the time? Are we doing what our mind only, what our inner voice says is right? We don't walk that, we are not authentic, no? At least towards ourselves only are we authentic. We are not authentic, right? To a large extent, we are not authentic. When that authenticity is not there, no, we are Nastik to that extent. Nastik means we are not in belief of, we are not believing God to that extent. We don't believe that He's in control of this entire thing. It's okay, chalo. We don't care about doing the wrong things. To that extent, we are not. So when that is our predominant thing, no, then we will not feel having the inclination to move towards God also. That love for God will not come. So for that, even before you feel bad that I'm not able to, let's say, go to this mandir, that mandir, have one single God or whatever, try to be authentic. Even if you don't have a single God or whatever, when you're able to at least follow these principles of acceptance and surrender, and you are actually doing it for a higher cause, to do the right thing kind of thing, and have control over your mind, and do what the right thing to do is, that itself is a sadhana. That itself is a meditation. Why, who are you doing it for? When you walk the right path, let's say you're doing gratitude practice and all, why are you doing it? Who are you doing it for? Your ego. Who are you doing it for? Why do you want to do good things?
Yeah, just for the universe. I know there is some cosmos, there is someone who is ruling,
No,
right?
we don't love, if you did not love him so much, see that this, forget about love for God or whatever. It is our innate nature to go towards that direction. It is our natural state to walk the path of good, which is why we get pulled to go towards the path of good. Of course, we get pulled back by ego to do the wrong things also. But we all genuinely want to do good. No, that is why we feel bad when we see ourselves doing the wrong thing. When we, let's say we don't want to be angry, but when we become angry, we feel bad. Why are we feeling bad? Because we want to do the right thing. We know that is a general direction we want to go. Who told you to go in that direction? No, your inner, what do you say? There is an inner state, natural state, which is actually trying to take you to the direction. If you follow that inner state, if you keep following that without questioning, it is always showing you the right direction, right? So when you are following that naturally without questioning it, you are already walking the path of God. And if a form is necessary for you, that forms, like for example, let's say Krishna. If Krishna is necessary for you, his lessons are necessary, his ways of living were necessary for you to see and put a focus on, attention on, and learn from that, Krishna will come into your life. If let's say Shiva has to come into your life, Shiva's form, Shiva's life, Shiva's stories, Shiva's whatever his connections, if that has to give you some knowledge, it will come. Once that knowledge has come and you have already implemented that in your life, Shiva will go off. Now some other god will come. So who has to come into your life, which teacher has to come into your life, depends on what teaching you need at that time. For now, teachers are coming to you in the form of, let's say, these podcasts. Human beings, they are coming to you in the form of, let's say, WhatsApp messages. Teachers are coming to you in the form of, let's say, other things. Whatever is in your experience, they are coming to you in that form. Don't feel bad that you have multiple such connections. Teachers are teachers, and teachers are representations of God only. Tomorrow, when we are ready, we will have a guru. Guru is like not a teacher. Guru is one who will basically toss you left, right, and center, slap you and say, this is your ego talking, and make you do. Because at that time, your sense of surrender will be top, very, very good. And that is when one single person, maybe one single human guru might come, or an astral guru might come. Some guru will come. But none of us, at least I'm not ready for that. I don't know about you. But we have plenty of teachers at this time who may not know about us in our life, but who are teaching us. So let's encourage, if we are true to our teacher, if we are listening to the teacher, if we think that whatever the teacher is teaching us is the right thing, because he's the voice of God, she is the voice of God, and if you're following that, that itself is a meditation, that itself is a sadhana, and that itself will actually take you towards those states where you'll eventually start to channelize to one God, two gods, three gods, or whatever, forms of gods. Then forms also will go off. Then gurus might come. Then that guru itself is a representation of God. Then only we'll be ready to actually see, maybe God, experience God within us from our internal senses. That is a long journey. But today, are we able to be true towards ourselves? See that purity. See, when they talk about Lakshmi, the feminine energy, right, and Narayan, the masculine energy, when she came out of the Samudra Manthan, the story of Samudra Manthan, the churning of the ocean, right? When she comes out, apparently the Samudra Manthan story happens in every single what do you say, after destruction of the entire cosmos, one more after pralay, one more thing will start, no? One more creation and all that will start, no? At that time also, every single time this story happens, and every single time she chooses Narayan, because every single time she'll see that he is one perfect human being. That is why they call him, even in 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is called Purushottam Yoga. Purushottam means he is the highest form of highest what do you say, person who is existing, kind of thing. Purush, he's the Uttam, he's the ultimate. So why does she choose the ultimate person who has absolutely no flaws, absolutely no defects at all? Is because she is so pure. Her energy is so pure that her energy can only match with some purity like him, masculine energy that is purity like him. So if we bring authenticity in our life, if we bring the path of truth and dharma and all of that in our life, when we are able to not create our own destruction, when we don't walk the path of our own destruction, which is what I explained today, right? Then she will also come into our life, and her existence in our life will be like heaven in our life. It will be like we are in heaven. When that is why they say heaven on earth. What does it mean by heaven? I'm living as if it's heaven on earth, they say. What is heaven on earth? It means that much of Lakshmi's energy is within me. Why? Did it come naturally? No, because we worked hard for it. We are that much pure because we are able to understand who we truly are. We have self-realized ourselves to that extent. We are true to that extent. We are authentic. We are not faking it. We are not hypocrite. So if we are trying to walk the best, and if you do, let's say, Vishnu Sahasranam and all of those things, those qualities will start reflecting within you. And wherever those qualities are reflecting, obviously there Lakshmi's presence is naturally going to be there. And we will start glowing from within through knowledge. And that knowledge will help us take the right path. And it will keep taking us on the right path. And we will not hesitate to walk the right path. It will give us so much of fearlessness to walk that path. Today we are in fear all the time because we don't understand who we are. There is so much of lack of clarity, uncertainty in our mind because of ignorance. And only knowledge will actually clear that ignorance. And hence it's important to try to get that knowledge of God. The only knowledge is knowledge of God, that's all. Every single shastras that you open is only talking about knowledge of God. You talk about Bible also talking only about God. You talk about Quran, it's only talking about God. And you talk about Bhagavatam, this, that, and all, it's only talking about God. So if you know more about God and walk the path of God, that is the actual knowledge. And then more we keep doing that, the more knowledge we'll get. Where am I telling all these things? Because I am also reading and hearing and all of those things. I'm sharing and I'm applying in my own life. And I come and share my experiences. I'm just sharing. I'm not even a teacher. I'm just sharing because this sharing helps me also learn. So I'm doing it. This is my motivation to keep sharing. Okay. Thank you, Anju.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. If there are no more questions, then we can close the class. For a change, 10 minutes early. Okay. Thank you to Supreme God.
Smita ji, can I?
Yeah, Kritika.
Yes. I have a question.
Can
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You are breaking up in between. Your video is
Okay.
freezing every now and then.
Wait, let me switch off my video for convenience. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. The one thing I want to ask is, after following this surrender, acceptance, in every triggers that I experience, one state recently I am going through is, I'll tell this incident. Recently, we went to a space that was a private area where everybody were not allowed inside the palace. Okay, I was so much desired to get into the palace and have a look. But then the permission was not granted for us. And I said, it's okay, let me surrender, let me accept the situation. I'm not, okay, this was not the moment that I should go in. I was telling to myself and I left. But my sister-in-law, no, she was very adamant and she said, Anna, you try it. Eppadiyaachum we'll catch up somebody, we will call them, we'll catch them. Somewhere or other, after waiting for half an hour, we got a chance and we entered in. Then I felt like, am I surrendering at the first step? I had this question. Is it right that surrendering at every situation is right? I should, if I have a desire, I should try. There's a controversy within me running. When you surrender, you are becoming non-try. You are not trying something which you like to that state. How to address this?
In this situation, I understand what you thought. Oh, I didn't try enough to go behind my desire,
Exactly.
right? So there is a, see, it is you, we have to just take that as a trigger. So when that situation came and when your sister-in-law tried enough and then you got that opportunity to see, what did you feel? You felt that I did not, why is it not, why that is not, why that impulse is not actually immediately coming within me. Okay, even I see within myself, when it comes within me is, let's say there have been some animals that I have rescued, but when I immediately see that animal, I typically go in shock. Okay, and most till now, at least 4-5 animals in that 4-5 situations also, every single time, my daughter only has pushed me and she's told me, no, let's take it to the rescue center. Let's take it to the rescue center. That immediate thing does not flash to me. And then I am guilty. Why am I not able to do the right thing immediately? It is more about, you like the idea, you see that what they are doing is more nice, but I don't have it. All that you have to do at that time is accept that this is where I am. It is not about I'm not trying enough, all of that. See that when you go to try to get something in the samsaram, no, in the world, there is always disappointment. So that was not your lesson. The lesson was, I feel a lack within me if I don't do something that I see in others. That quality you see in others, no. That quality you see in somebody else and you think you don't have it.
Yes, exactly.
So that is all that you need, is acceptance that I have it, that I feel the lack. I have a belief system that I should not go against authority. I should not go against rules. I should not be a rebel. Some past life experiences would have tamed you to become like this. So we have certain belief systems where we are not, let's say, standing out in the crowd and saying, I want this, I want this, I want this. We are not doing it. We are not that. We have followed the path of Gandhiji. I'm just giving an example, right? We are not extremists. We are more on the other side, where we have stood for satyagraha, ahimsa, those kind of, as freedom fighters. I'm just giving an example. So then we will say, okay, fine. Because you felt that is the right thing to do. No, you did it. See, you should understand that your right thing and your sister-in-law, you may have had the desire from your ego's level, but you chose to follow what you thought was right only. But your sister-in-law's right was something else. Her right was to snatch, to go and then become adamant and go take and snatch whatever is not yours also. So, but you like that idea. You like that idea to be a rebel because it actually gets you a lot more comforts. But understand that your trigger as of now is to just see what others have and think that you don't have, and feel that sense of lack. That is only the trigger. You just have to take inventory of that. That's all.
And one other belief system I noted.
Don't try to change it. Don't try to change it or don't try to analyze it. Just accept what you see within yourself. That's all.
So this is a new perspective. I did not see myself in this perspective. So this is me. This is how you are, and that is how she's. But different. I saw something different in this situation. I felt that even after getting into that palace and watching, I was not happy. That is, my belief system says that, see, this is happening to you not because of your effort, because of somebody else's effort. I felt okay. This is where I see myself in many other spaces where my husband earns for me. I'm not feeling that joy. When my father lends me money, I'm not happy. See, this is not the money which I made for me. This is where I found connection in this situation. But what you said is different for me.
See, when we try to keep analyzing situations, deciphering them and all that, it is again creating a lot more cages within ourselves.
Exactly.
So we should not go in analysis mode, which is why I said when we are in body consciousness stage, we are absolutely not in control of anything. Even if, let's say, you cook up some lessons, reasons or something, it is actually not going to help us. How analyzing all of this, how did it help? It will not help. It will only make us create new belief systems, and we'll bind ourselves inside that again. So at this time, we have not got self-realization. Self-realization means to realize who you truly are, what kind of qualities you have within yourself, all of that. So only when you know what you have within yourself will you be able to act on that, no?
True.
That actions of adharmic actions that we have done, the acts of ignorance that we have done within ourselves have created certain cages within us. Now, unless we see those within us, unless it is shown to us, and then we understand that those are within us, how can we now try to stop putting energy to that? We are putting energy to that constantly. That is why it is growing. So first of all, to become self-realized, to become enlightened about who we truly are, first of all, we need to know where there is darkness within us, where all we are not divine. See, in divine, let's say, for example, all these devatas. Devatas are there in their positions. They have earned those positions that they have, not because they are, let's say, special kids or something. They have earned that because they have worked towards it. They have put energy to those parts of themselves which are divine qualities. And constantly they've struggled over, let's say, many lives, and they've come to that state where they've earned those positions. And they are in that position. Are they now immune in those positions? No. Even they also have potential to fall. They also have potential to fall. Like if in other realms there is nothing like challenges and all that, so they stay in whatever position they are, but they still do have potential to become jealous, potential to become angry, potential to become many things, and they also go through consequences of that. Anybody but God will have their doshas. So we are now in a position where we are absolutely have zero control of who we are. So we are first have to, like, how we are like babies. Babies are still trying to understand who they truly are, no? They are still discovering themselves. They are trying to lick something. They are trying to put something into their mouth. They are trying to see what is this leg that is moving. Hand, they look at the hand like this. They are discovering themselves. And let's say if the child has, let's say, leg which doesn't have, let's say, one toe. Now the child is going to learn to accept that he has one less toe. Right? It is a self-discovery mode. We are in a self-discovery mode, and that is all we are doing. If somebody shows us a trigger, we just have to take notes of that and say, this is, oh, okay, it is within me. And we just have to stop reacting and fighting it. Don't fight it. Just take notes. That's it. Just take inventory of who you are. I realized that this is who I am. I understood. I am putting energy in this wrong place. Now I understood. Now you can actually, when you don't react, then you stop putting energy there.
Okay.
Then you are actually detaching from being that person.
Yeah.
Then what will happen? What will you end up when you keep detaching from all your cages that are shown to you? You will end up becoming a divine person. Because will you ever say, I don't like to be grateful? I don't like to be good.
We won't say.
See, our natural ability is to be divine. But we have accumulated all these non-divine qualities. Why? Because of experience, because of ignorance. Now, when we remove all the ignorance, if we are putting all energy into our ignorant parts of ourselves, when we stop putting all that energy there, what is left is what we will always like,
True.
which is who we truly are. So this journey can be achieved in one life itself. The self-realization can be achieved in one life itself. We don't have to be saints for that. We don't have to sit in forest. Promise of God is you can achieve absolute bhakti in one life itself, or maybe 2 lives itself, whatever, small period, by just following this principle of just keep notes of who you are. That's all. Don't fight it. Once you understand that, oh yeah, this part of me, I don't want to be this part of me, don't put energy to it by reacting. See, who reacts? A person who's fighting for that. A mother is trying to, let's say there is a tiger that came in front of you. Now you have a child. Now, why will the mother fight the tiger?
To protect the child.
To protect the child. So, do you want to protect this cage?
No, I want to let go.
Like, you don't like this cage. You're trying to run away from it, actually. So, the only way to stop protecting, the only way to protect the child, the only way to just do the right thing is to stop protecting the child. Because the child also wants to leave you. The time has come. It has reached its expiry date. So you can't stop a dying cage. You have to let it go. It's the cycle of birth and death. The one day that belief system was born within you, it served its life, and now the time to die has come. So let it go. Don't try to protect anything that is dying. Let it go.
Okay.
Okay.
Recently, if there is time, can I quote
Yeah, time we have. Maybe it's 3 minutes, maybe one more question. Yeah.
one recent incident? Last Sunday this happened. My daughter's 10 years old, and I told her she was doing her homeworks inside the room. This is the first time I'm witnessing such an incident. She was writing her homework simultaneously. She was watching some cartoon in YouTube. I glanced it and I told her, I trusted you. Hereafter I won't have the trust on you. Then she got seriously hurt with that, and she was crying, coming to me, Amma, talk to me. On the floor, I told her, how will I have the trust again with you? You have broken it. I myself felt this is too much. But I don't know. After going through classes for 3 times, still I don't know. When the trigger is attacking us, I don't know how to react to it. I don't know how to pass on through that experience.
See, at least now you have the realization after you did it. That itself is growth, no? For a period of time, you will be slowly narrowing that gap. See, that is what is today's your belief system is this big. When you have realized, at least after reacting, you are actually stopping putting that energy, at least when you stopped it right there. Then slowly that gap will reduce, and you will get realization in the act itself. In my daughter's case also, she used to see a lot of YouTube videos, and then she used to listen to music and all that. Because they have today's kids, they are doing multitasking. Aren't we doing multitasking? We are also doing multitasking. No, we are also like the message to us that like every single thing that happens, no, we are actually doing it inside us. That is why it is shown there. So when we start, yes, you have shouted at her, but now you should start questioning yourself. Am I doing two things at the same time? Let's say when I'm doing some current work, I'm serving God. Now when I'm serving God, let's say God is right in front of me, you're doing some of his work. He's watching you. Now suddenly you are focusing on other things also. Mind has the ability to focus on only one thing. It is the nature of the mind. You may think you're doing, let's say in this moment, I am doing, let's say, cooking. In one more moment, my mind went off somewhere else. Mind is there. Body is doing this. We are doing this out of autopilot mode. Let's say muscle memory. That has already, mind is already there. Now, we are telling our children, focus your mind on this, because if you put your mind on that, what you're writing notes or whatever will not be useful. At least when you're writing notes, you can understand and write your notes. So that way it is also like a good practice. You are getting the understanding of the subject and all of that. So idea is very, very clear for us also. We want them to do it. But when it comes to our roles and responsibilities as a mother, as a wife or whatever, we are still doing the wrong thing like them only. So then what we have to try to tell us is, I will try to do as much as possible, only one. So I'll at least focus on one thing to do at the time. And it's so difficult, we are so tuned to being in the past or the future.
Yeah, very much.
So, which is why I think in my recent post also, what all do you do to come back to the present? You may have certain things. At least to me, I feel that God is watching me. If I'm doing something, I have to do. But despite that also, I still listen to podcasts when I'm cooking and all of those things. I still do that. But yeah, at least when I'm sitting for saying my chanting or shlokas or something like that, I'm trying to sit and put my mind would have wandered off. At least when I catch myself wandering off, I'm trying to bring it back. This is again meditation only. See, meditation will not happen unless we are able to get single-minded focus. And that focus has to be practiced in every mode of our life. And we need to understand why we need to be in the present. Who is there in the present? Do I respect that person enough to be in the present and to leave him and go? We get angry when our spouse or somebody is watching the phone and still talking to us. They're watching TV and they're still talking to us. We feel disrespected. No, imagine how disrespect God might feel. But he doesn't even talk about it. He'll still give undivided attention to us. That is in Bhagavad Gita, they call it Suhrid. God is a Suhrid, means he has an attitude for doing, for being your well-wisher and for doing all the good things for you, for always doing the right thing for you, even though he doesn't expect anything from you. That is what is called a Suhrid, a pure heart, who always does good for you without expectation. So God is like that, but we are also doing like our children only. So just take inventory of that quality within yourself only when you see it again in her, and tell yourself, I can't fight this, because that energy is still big. It will still keep getting shown to me because I have not stopped putting energy to that. And reaction is the only one that will feed it. You can tell your daughter very well knowing that it is within you. But as a duty, you can tell her, Seema, you should not do this because blah, blah, blah. You can give her the guidance. But if you keep seeing that within her, remember that it has not actually stopped within you, which is why you're still seeing. But God is very kind. He, even though you are not 100% living in the present, he may take away that quality within them. But he will show that similar quality in other areas also, where people are not in the present. You will, like your husband, let's say husband will not look at you. Though he'll distribute that quality within multiple POSCs. He's not a he's not wicked, or he's not, let's say, cruel to show us within one POSC and then make us get shattered and say, why is she not at all changing? I'm tired with her. He doesn't give us that opportunity. He distributes that POSC attitude in multiple areas so that we don't get tired with one. She might change. As soon as you accept only, she might change. That possibility is there. But you should remember that as long as you are putting energy to it, you have already put in the past, which is why it's being shown. It is quite big and strong within her now. But your reaction to it mentally only will stop it. That is what is called acceptance.
Okay.
That it is my quality that I'm seeing there. And I have that within me even today. This is why I see. Like, for example, my husband is very addicted to PlayStation. In the past, for me, playing PlayStation as an adult feels like going behind some toys or gadgets or something like that. I mean, I feel at my level, I feel that I think, oh, we should not be playing such things at this age. But over a period of time, I've started to realize that I am also looking at my phone like that only. How different am I? I am thinking that what I am doing is right, what he is doing is wrong. But if I see that within them, it is obviously because, so then I stopped putting energy. But on and off it comes. Slowly it will come. But I may not fight like before. I might say, why are you playing for such a long time? I might still go tell. Even today, I'll still go tell. I still see myself doing that. So maybe that putting reaction to that or putting energy to that has become far and few, but it is still a big POSC within me. And then I try to cut down watching my phone. But whether I cut down or no, that belief that what I see in them is within me has to come. See, changing your behavior is not a big thing. That is not your focus. I don't like what I see within me, so I need to change that. Is because I may have analyzed, oh, I am seeing my phone, that is why that is that. That is analysis, that is again cage. That is not what we should do. What we should do is see that and believe that I have that. How that is shown to me and all is probably my analysis. But it is there within me, that is why I'm seeing there. And if I stop reacting to that, I'm stopping to put energy.
Okay.
For me, the way I think about it is this Pandavas, no, they had Draupadi as one wife. And they already had other wives also. Not apart from Draupadi, they had other wives. They had married, they had this custom of marrying multiple people. So and this Draupadi, they list her qualities. One day Satyabhama will ask her, how do you get so much of respect from all these people? When you look at them itself, you get that respect. They absolutely not, they follow her advice and all of those things. So how is it that you can actually yield so much of command in these 5 people who are like the world's greatest warriors and all that? What do you do? Then she lists her qualities. She says, this is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I do. Her actions, she says. I mean, they are totally exceptional. And one of her quality is to basically give respect and also serve and also treat his other wives, her husband's other wives also like the husband. Like, let's say she has respect for the husband. She's treating her other wives also with that respect. Why? Because they are also creations of God, creations, whatever, she's giving respect. She says, I don't see them as my Southees, or what do they call in English? As my
competitors.
Competitors or whatever. I don't see them like that. I give them also respect, equal respect. So I was thinking, okay, my husband is seeing PlayStation like this, so let me also respect that whatever is happening. So for me, that idea only came, and I'm working towards it. It comes with a great thing, and then it goes down again. It comes up, it goes down. Some of these big poses that we have, where it is very strong. I should not do this is very strong. We should not do this is very strong. No, it will come as a very big area. And we need to maybe take a longer time to work on it. So that is why, especially with family, we have a lot going on.
Even I felt the same. After 3 seasons also, still we are working on with this.
Oh, 3 seasons are nothing. After me teaching all this also, I make mistakes like this. Okay. Chalo, let's stop here. I'll have to open the door. I'll stop here. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank God. Thank you for your divine blessings to my spiritual teacher, to all the spiritual teachers, holy masters, all the saints, holy angels, spiritual helpers, and all the great ones. We thank you for your great, great blessings. Thank you. Thank you, friends. Thank you once again for a game.
Thank you, Smita. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Smita.
Bye. All the best.